Harness the full potential of your first-party data with NextDrive from Veracast. NextDrive is an all-in-one solution that simplifies your data challenges. It allows you to unite your customer data, elevate your perspective, activate marketing intelligence, and learn insights so you can keep improving your marketing performance. NextDrive powers your data strategy while future-proofing your marketing strategy. Influence and activate your marketing at veracast.com/nextdrive. That's vericast.com/NXTDRIVE.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli, Special Projects Editor and Senior Reporter at Ad Age, and welcome to another edition of the Marketer's Brief Podcast, our weekly discussion about marketing news and trends that have the industry buzzing. The travel category has certainly had its shares of ups and downs in recent years, but now several hotel brands have hit their groove as they market their direct booking abilities and loyalty programs to try to differentiate themselves from the competition. Today, we'll be talking with Noha Abdallah, Chief Marketing Officer of Choice Hotels. She'll discuss travel trends, the company's recent marketing campaign, and what's ahead. Now here's my conversation with Noha. Hi, Noha. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
So as the Chief Marketing Officer of Choice Hotels, tell us a little bit about your remit and how many brands you're overseeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So Choice Hotels is a family of brands. We have 22 brands in all and over 7,500 hotels around the world. And so my remit is really across both marketing and communications, making sure that we are telling our story, making consumers, franchisees, investors aware of who we are and what we have to offer, as well as really helping to drive business to our hotels.
So 22 is a lot of brands to keep track of. Are they all kind of different, have their own different messaging or mission, or are they all a little similar, different target customers? How do you keep it all straight?
Absolutely. So Choice Hotels operates in a few different areas. So our history has been, we've been known for the mid-scale and economy brands, but we also have a number of extended stay brands as well as upscale brands. And so really our goal is to make sure that no matter what stay occasion or location that our consumers have, we have a brand in the location that they want at the price point that they want. So the 22 brands really allows us to kind of have that full suite of offerings, no matter what the consumer's needs are.
And how long have you had this role?
I've been in role for about 18 months, and it's been a really exciting time for me because I joined right at a time when the company had just announced or was kind of completing the announcement of the Radisson Americas acquisition. And so I was really here for all of the integration work that we've been doing to kind of bring those 9 brands into the Choice family, as well as really helping to continue to evolve the perception of our brand in the marketplace and really have it stand for that full suite of hotels that we spoke about.
And where were you before you joined 18 months ago?
So I was at a optical company called My Eye Doctors, a private equity owned company. And prior to that, and through COVID, I was at Hilton Hotels.
So you definitely have a lot of brand and hospitality experience.
That's right, I do.
Now, I know Choice has some recent fresh marketing out, including with a celebrity headliner. But before we get to that a little later, I'd love to talk to you a bit about travel trends and what you've been seeing in the industry now and kind of also how that compares with your time when you were at Hilton too. How would you say travel has changed since pre-pandemic?
Yeah, so here at Choice, we have found that there are 5 main trends that are impacting travel today, and specifically our guests that come to our hotels. We call them the 5 R's, and they include rising wages, remote work, rebuilding of America, and road trips. And I can take you through each of them, but they each kind of have a different impact on demand for hotel rooms, and we have been kind of at the forefront of predicting that these trends are coming and they're continuing to evolve and create increased demand for the types of hotels that we have. The first one is around rising wages. So since 2020, the average American's wages have increased 6%, and that is greater than the increases that we saw pre-COVID. That gives them more spending money to go out and travel and allows them to kind of experience different parts of the country. Remote work, as you know, is also a trend that has come in the last few years, and that allows people to extend their work week into what we call leisure or bleisure, right? So if they're traveling for work Monday through Thursday, they may decide to stay through the weekend, or vice versa. They may try to kind of take a vacation, and instead of checking out Sunday night, they check out Monday or Tuesday because they can work remotely from where they are doing their leisure travel. So that has definitely also been a trend that has impacted our business in the positive. Reshoring and rebuilding of America. As you know, there's been a huge investment in the infrastructure in our country and rebuilding that, as well as bringing back a lot of the manufacturing into the country. And that leads to demand for all types of construction workers who need to kind of be on site or working, for a period of time on highways or on manufacturing facilities. And that is a type of traveler that we have a hotel to suit their needs. And then last but not least, road trips. We all know that kind of post-COVID, people were more prone to get in their cars and travel to various destinations. Last year, 2/3 of Americans said they plan to take a road trip. And 90% of Choice properties are in these suburban, interstate, small town locations. In fact, we have 4,000 hotels that are just within a mile of the interstate, which makes it really easy as people are taking road trips to kind of pull off and stay at one of our hotels. And then the last one is retirement. So retirement numbers have increased. Every day, 10,000 people turn 65, right? So that leads to more people with time and money to travel. And that's definitely one of our guest types that comes to Choice Hotels to look for a hotel.
Are you seeing domestic travel getting an uptick? It feels like there was so much pent-up demand during the pandemic to go overseas, but now some people got that out of their system, or even with the rising wages, it's still very expensive. So what are you seeing in terms of trends with domestic and overseas travel?
Yeah, I think we've all seen the cost of airline travel has increased tremendously over the last few years. And I think that does result in consumers looking more domestically to say, can I take my next trip domestically, potentially even not using an airplane, but instead getting into their cars and really going with this road trip theme. We have also seen this kind of appreciation for travel. So I know we said like there's this like revenge travel period. We're kind of through that. But there is this idea that consumers still have in their mind, which is that travel got taken away from me and I never want it to be taken away again. And so now there's just back to more the routine travel and making sure that they make time for that because they don't want to go back to a time when they can't do that again.
And most of your brands are, as you said, they're kind of mid-tier, kind of budget or like pretty price friendly for meeting some of those needs, right?
We have hotels across the entire range. Yes, our kind of legacy and history is in the mid-scale and economy, but we also have upscale hotels. I think the beauty of it is that if you have a traveler who used to be willing to spend $300 a night, but now is cutting back a little bit and wants to spend $250 or $200 or $150, like we have a hotel in every price point, which allows for those who want to scale up or those who want to scale down an option within our portfolio.
What about innovations? We talk so much about AI and technology changes. Are there any innovations at your company on the hotel front, like remote check-in or any use of robots for customer service, anything like that that you guys are pursuing or exploring?
Yeah, absolutely. So technology is a huge part of our value proposition here at Choice, both to fuel and help our owners, but also to help with the guest experience. We have historically really invested in the back end systems that make operating the hotels for our franchisees more efficient. And so we have a number of innovations and proprietary technology that we've created that helps the hotel owner with everything from booking the housekeeping staff to maximizing kind of the revenue that they can make from a pricing perspective to determining kind of what rooms to make available where, et cetera. So we've got a lot of proprietary technology kind of on the back end that is an offering to the hotel owners. We also have a number of technology projects that are focused on the guest. So for example, we're really interested in making sure that we personalize the journey for a guest as they're exploring where to go, where to stay, and making sure that if we know you, that we're using the information that we know about you to create an offer or serve up hotel options that are personalized to you. So for example, when you come to our website, if you're logged in or if we have kind of some information based on where you've come from, when you go to search for a particular city, we'll make sure that the search results that come back, the search order results that come back, are custom to who we know you are or the different signals that we have based on where you came from. And so it's things like that that I think make the journey less frictionless, if you will, as you're going through it. But also things like being able to text the hotel before you arrive. So for example, with our Cambria hotel brand, they'll text you before you arrive to say, hey, we're expecting you. Is there anything we can do to make your stay more comfortable? Any questions you have? Once you check into your room, you get another text asking you if there's anything that they can help you with. And so we are looking kind of by type of hotel and by type of traveler, what are the needs that they have and how do we use technology to help meet them where they are?
That's really interesting. I feel like that text can be so helpful when you don't want to make a phone call or look up the number or anything like that. What about the way that consumers are booking rooms? I know there's been a big push in the last decade or so from hotel chains to get customers to book directly versus with an online travel agency, for example. And a big part of that push involves loyalty programs. Can you talk a bit about your loyalty program, if there's one for all the brands or if they're more individualized, and choices strategies for when it comes to direct booking?
We have a strong loyalty program called Choice Privileges, and it is one program for all of our brands. And the idea behind it really is that you have kind of different travel occasions and price points depending on the type of travel that you're doing. So for example, if you are a traveling nurse and every week you travel into a specific city and you stay at a Comfort Inn, you can gain points so that one day you can take your family on a vacation to a Radisson or to a Radisson Blue, right? And so what we're trying to allow is that for the consumer who's traveling to think about the whole portfolio as not only where they can stay, but also where they can redeem. And it could potentially be for a different type of travel when they go to redeem their points. We also have a number of partners within the loyalty program that allow for our loyalty members to experience something that without their membership in the loyalty program, they wouldn't get access to. So for example, we have a partnership with a company called Learfield, who allows us to sponsor a number of college sports teams. And through the loyalty program, you can use your points to redeem for experiences, to attend particular games and get behind the scenes experiences that otherwise you wouldn't get if you weren't a Choice Privileges member. So we're constantly looking for opportunities like that and adding more to our platform. So everything from you can use your points to redeem for a gift card to you can use your points to redeem for an experience at a college football game. We've even added now a partnership with a company called Trackhouse that gives us access to a NASCAR race driver who's also part of our program. And so you can also redeem your points for experiences within NASCAR. So there's a broad range of price points in terms of the number of points that you would need to redeem, everything from a $25 gift card to a free hotel night stay, but also kind of some experiences in between.
I had no idea there were so many options from you guys. I want to talk a little bit about how you're marketing that program, but we have a message from our sponsor right now, and we'll be right back.
Marketers today face an unprecedented data dilemma. Uniting customer data, deriving actionable insights, and creating meaningful and personalized connections with those customers is a challenge in the post-cookie world. NextDrive, the customer data marketing platform from Veracast, helps marketers harness the full potential of their first-party data and find the right signals in the noise. Learn more at veracast.com/nextdrive. That's VERACAST.com/nextdrive. icast.com/NXTDRIVE.
Welcome back. So we were talking about loyalty. Can you tell us a little bit about how the loyalty program is factoring into the marketing that you guys are doing?
Absolutely. So we often run promotions where we are letting our customers know that if they stay with us a certain number of nights or a certain number of times, they can earn bonus points on top of the regular points that they earn. So for example, right now we have a promotion that says stay twice and get 8,000 bonus points. That allows people to really start to capture more points that then they can redeem for things like gift cards, experiences, free nights at another hotel. We also market the program through these partnerships that I spoke about. So whether it's through the college sports partnerships and really reaching kind of college fans through those partnerships, or through things like the NASCAR partnership that we have. And so we're looking for opportunities to connect with our guests on topics that they're really passionate about, and connecting the fact that we know that they're traveling for these types of experiences and events. And we want to make sure that Choice Hotels is a place where they go to look for their hotel stay when they are experiencing these trip occasions.
And speaking of marketing, I know you guys have a new campaign out with Keegan-Michael Key. How did you decide to work with him, and what kind of character is he playing?
Keegan-Michael Key was the perfect spokesperson for this campaign. We had done research around what drives consumers' decision-making as it relates to where to stay, which hotel to stay with. And the insight that we got from that is that there is this kind of different you. And every time you go to travel, you think, okay, what me am I going to be on this trip? Am I going to be traveling with my family? Noha. Am I going to be traveling for work? Noha. Am I traveling with my girlfriends? And depending on what that trip occasion is, I might need a different brand in the location that I'm going to. And so Keegan-Michael Key was a perfect fit for this, because that's the role that he's played in many of his acting roles and comedic roles, as he plays all of these different people. And so he was really a great fit. He's also very approachable. I think people find him very relatable and realistic. And so we picked him because he fits well with our brand and the message that we're putting out in this campaign.
And what kind of feedback are you seeing already from customers?
Great feedback. I think that he's broken through in a way that people have noticed. People have appreciated the comedic relief that kind of comes in the creative that we've been able to release. He and his wife, Elle, who helped with the writing, really helped make these commercials and videos that we're promoting online very unique to him, but also bringing to life the characteristics of our brands.
So he helped with the creation as a collaborator. Was everything else done internally, or was there an agency involved?
We worked with our creative agency, McKinney. They came up with the idea, and we really worked collaboratively with Keegan and his wife, Elle, to kind of put the finishing touches on all of the work.
And on what marketing channels is the campaign running?
Oh, every channel you could think of, right? So everything from linear TV to connected TV, across social media platforms, podcasts. We really have covered all of the key channels where we know that our target guests spend time and consume media.
Speaking of targeting, are you using different channels to target different demographics? And have you found that any of your brands appeal particularly to Gen Z and younger customers? Are you using TikTok to get to them? Things like that.
Absolutely. We have 4 or 5 different target customers that we're looking to reach with this campaign. One of those targets is a younger traveler, a millennial traveler who may be traveling with peers or friends. And we know where that group spends a lot of time, which is in social media. So you will find us on platforms like TikTok, in audio platforms like Spotify. And so we really are customizing where our creative shows up to the target audience that we're looking to reach.
And we only have a few minutes left, but I was hoping you could just touch on what's ahead for the company for the rest of the year. I know summer's going to be here before we all know it.
Yeah, so we've got some exciting new partnerships that we'll be launching, but also evolving some of our brands and opening a number of new hotels, especially in the upscale space. So with the addition of the Radisson brands, we now have additional brands in the upscale category, including Radisson Blue and Radisson Core. We also have our Cambria brand, and we have new prototypes coming out across some of those brands. And so it'll be an exciting year as we launch those.
Excellent. Well, we are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
That was Noha Abdallah, Chief Marketing Officer of Choice Hotels, and I'm Adrienne Pasquarelli, Special Projects Editor and Senior Reporter at Ad Age. I'd like to thank our producer, Lauren Chiardio, and invite you to subscribe to the Marketers Brief podcast on your favorite player. We promise to keep it brief or at least short enough for your morning coffee. Thanks for tuning in.